Yo, there's another little subject that I really wanted to bring up in this.
Heroes and villains.
Heroes and villains, bro. Like,
Real life heroes and villains.
it's crazy. Like, just seeing how, like, we have conversations every day about political. We could jump into just crazy things that are happening all in the world. And in the news, like, there's so many different topics and so many things that they go through. And there's just a lot of stuff that they don't touch on. And some of that shit is murder. A lot of freaking chaos, murder, gang violence. Some of these kids, bro, from middle school, 16, 17 years old, still in junior high school, and they're murderers. They're sprayers as is. It was super. It's scary to know how much they don't give a shit anymore. Mm-hmm. They're not on the. They have a code they gotta follow, a street code they gotta. It's not like that anymore, and it's terrifying to see. Like, who's the villain and who's the hero anymore? It's scary, super scary.
It is crazy. It's crazy. Like I said,
because they'll be looked at as heroes in their hood, right?
Yeah, around the people that they're around.
You hear that
but
story, they're the heroes here, but they're not. They're the villains, bro. I think
they are the villains. They are, and they should.
They like being the villain.
But the thing is, like, I don't know. I can't even explain how it became so far fetched. You know what I mean? Like, being involved in that. Because the whole purpose, I remember, like, growing up.
Gang violence, New
talking
York.
about gang violence, everything, you know, rapping, you know, killing people, all sorts of shit,
whole
right?
lifestyle.
What's crazy is I always recall, like, you know what I mean, in my head, for some reason, you know, I always said, you know, everybody was doing this for a way out, right? It was a way to get from, you know, living in poverty, living below the poverty line, right? Living in the neighborhood that you lived in because you wanted to go to, you know, the upper row. You wanted to go to, you know what I mean? You wanted to go to, like, George Jefferson. Yeah. You wanted to move to the, you know what I mean? And that was the whole purpose
class
of it. And this was the way to do it. Like, you know, if it was, you know, selling drugs or if it was, you know, rapping or whatever it was, you were trying to find a way to get out.
Yeah.
And I don't know when exactly it changed so much, but it changed to a point where that's not even the thing no more. The thing is to get a name, to get fame, to get money, stay in the area you in, do the things that you already were doing before, and
still be famous.
And still be famous and go around and do shit. And it just got to a point where I don't understand. I don't know when it switched. I don't know what era. Cause I grew up in, you know, I was in middle school in the 90s, right? I grew up in the 2000 era, which was, you know, like, you know, first it was Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Then I remember and I'm from South Florida, so it was Master P, and at that time it was a lot of New York rappers too, like, you know, Wu-Tang Clan and 50 came in 2000, Eminem, right? They came then, and then it, you know, it went to, you know, rap burst upon the scene where it was everywhere. Yeah, but as far as like before. The streets, I just don't remember it. I mean, don't remember. I just don't know when it changed to where it was.
With a mixture of that of rap and street life, rap, the art, and
well, it used to know that rappers were portraying street people, right? Like rappers weren't really street people, right? Like rappers used to talk about street people, but they weren't in the streets, right? Because usually most of the time, I would say back then, somebody who was in the streets had money and would put a rapper up, right? Once they found out that was a business. It was like, I got the money, but you can rap, so I'm gonna put you in front of everybody, and you gonna rap and make it big for me. Right. And that's what I remember, you know, from when I look at it, that's what I thought it was at the beginning. And now it's not even that. Now it's you got to be in the streets, you got to be like active, you got to be in the thing, and then that's when you it doesn't work like that. Like I don't think you could do both. I don't think you could be a rapper and be in the streets. You can't be famous and then be doing shit. First off, you're
self-snitching because you're going to be rapping about what you do.
Well, that's even a whole nother story to be talking exactly what you're doing without any type of code. Because I would say, you know what I mean, there's some people that can talk in code. I don't even want to say people's names, but there's rappers that I know that even talk about it where they won't tell on themselves because they're gonna talk in code.
But still, if a detective's easy enough to,
they have to. That's why they call it the hip hop police. That's why they have, like, they say, you know what I mean, like they know These people ain't stupid, man. That's the problem. Like, they ain't stupid, so your codes already get broken down. People already can see, like, when you saying dirt bike, you saying this and that. People know these things. Yeah. So you just won't get. I don't know if you're getting. I don't know if they can pin you on it because you're not saying it.
Saying the exact thing.
But
it's a way to get away.
I think they just got somebody like that though. They just got somebody with those same saying words, and they said they knew what it meant. Already.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Right? So like, I just don't know when it changed so much, but it has, and I think it's a detriment to rap, and it's a detriment to like the neighborhood.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
The neighborhood, because these kids is wild, man. They wild.
Think about it though. The sensationalization of 50, right? If you go back to 50, and I'm just using this one as an example because there's way more. We can go back to Nas. We can go back to a lot of people, but just 50 alone, and you sensation. I'm not saying he did it intentionally, but that storyline is compelling with him and Supreme and Ja. All the street life that was going on just in Queens alone, and the way that he came up, and the people who shot him, and I mean, they made movies, they made documentaries. There's money out of just off of the story that he lived, real life story that he lived. So that being part of the new, let's say that they see that as a financial way to grow, also to keep that street code the whole time since they're even as kids, and then they can make that into money later when they do.
But see, that's not what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's not happening. That's not the same code that's going on now. It's not a. I did this. I rap about it.
I don't care about that.
And then I move on. And then now I'm into selling liquor. I make movies. I'm a producer. Right where 50 is now. Even Snoop. Right. Snoop is like. Oh yeah. Snoop was gangster. Snoop was. Murder was the case. He got in trouble, about to get a murder charge, right? He did all this, blah, 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 right? And now he's on a Corona commercial. Now because at one point, he knew he couldn't be in both places at the same time.
In both worlds.
Yeah, he couldn't be in this world and that world at the same time. He had to play his role and go down his path. No. And I see 50, is similar to that too. Now it's not like that. Now I'm gonna stay part of this and be a part of it through the whole thing. And it's a sad thing. Just like I would say, and R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle, but that's a similar situation that I'm talking about.
He's staying
in Nipsey was straight up like, and I love Nipsey Hussle. I love his music. I love what he was doing. But the problem was you can't play in both arenas. It doesn't work out most of the time, right? Because just like with Nip was real gangster, real part of the Rolling 60s or whatever he was, and he ended up dying in the same area. You know what I mean? So it's like. Young Dolph just got killed.
What was the dude from Run DMC also?
Yeah, Jam Master Jay.
Stayed in the hood.
Young Dolph, but that's like today that's normal, right? Today, Jam Master Jay shit was like was something that was like, man, like that happened. But now it's normal. MO3 or MOB or whatever his name is from Houston got murdered. There's a kid that just got killed in Miami. Pooh, and he just got shot in the middle of the street. Like they shot his car up and killed him, and missed the kid.